Welcome to Mother Cluckers. My name is Debbie. This video is not meant to tell anyone how to care for their chickens. Every person has a different setup, and what works in one home may not work in another. But what I want to share is a perspective, something to consider about the hidden challenges that can arise when chickens are kept indoors. Not as judgment, just awareness. Keeping chickens inside a house might seem adorable or convenient. You see them in little diapers walking across living room floors, perched on windowsills like feathery cats. Some people love having them close, treating them like family members, and I understand that love. But chickens aren't wired for life indoors. They're not designed to live on tile floors or under ceiling lights. They are creatures of the earth, of the sun and wind and soil beneath their feet. Chickens are happiest when they can roam, when they scratch in the dirt, peck at bugs, and explore freely. Their bodies and minds are made for movement, for foraging, for stretching their wings and feeling the breeze on their feathers. Even a large room in a home can't replace the variety and stimulation they find outside. And over time, being deprived of those experiences can lead to stress, boredom, and even illness. One of the biggest concerns is air quality. Chickens produce a surprising amount of waste, and their droppings release ammonia, something that's hard on the lungs. Outdoors, it dissipates, but in a coop, it can be managed. But inside a house, that ammonia builds up fast. It's not just an unpleasant smell, it can cause respiratory problems for both birds and humans. Chickens are especially sensitive to poor air, and indoor living puts them at a constant risk. Then there's lighting. Chickens follow the rhythm of the sun. Daylight tells them when to lay eggs, when to sleep, when to molt. Inside a home, artificial lights can disrupt that rhythm. If they're exposed to too much light or not enough, their systems become confused. It can throw off their egg production, stress their bodies, and interfere with their rest. Flooring is another overlooked problem. Chickens aren't meant to walk on slick tile or hardwood. Their feet are adapted to dirt and grass. Smooth, hard surfaces can lead to sprains, joint pain, or splayed legs, especially in heavier breeds. And without dirt, they lose the ability to dust bathe, one of their natural and essential grooming habits. Even the social side of indoor living can be tricky. Chickens are flock animals. They rely on each other for safety, for order, and for companionship. Keeping just one chicken indoors can lead to loneliness and stress. Even with a few, they miss the opportunity to behave naturally, to spread out, find their space, and interact like chickens do. In a flock, every chicken has a role. There's a hierarchy, a rhythm to how they eat, rest, and move together. They communicate constantly with soft clucks, warning calls, and little chatter that most people overlook. Indoors, especially in confined spaces, those dynamics become strained. Chickens may become territorial, agitated, or even aggressive when they can't create the distance they need from one another. It's not just about being together, it's about having the freedom to move apart when needed, to choose where to roost, when to dust bathe, or who to huddle with. Their balance is essential for their peace of mind. When that balance is disrupted by crowding, noise, or unnatural surroundings, chickens may develop stress behaviors like feather picking, pacing, or constant vocalizing. These aren't signs of a happy bird. They're quiet signals that something in their environment isn't right. And finally, chickens create dust, a lot of it. Their feathers shed a fine powder that gets into everything. Indoors, it settles on furniture, electronics, clothing, making the environment harder to keep clean and healthy for both birds and for people. Again, this isn't about judgment, it's about understanding. Chickens are incredible creatures and many of us grow deeply attached to them. But part of loving them is giving them a life that honors who they are, not who we wish they could be. They don't need a couch or a coffee table. They need soil, sun, and space to be themselves. Let them be what they were born to be. Let them flap and scratch and roost under the stars. That's where they thrive. Not inside four walls, but out where the world is wide and full of things to explore. Because when we step back and let chickens live as chickens, we see them at their best, healthy, content, and full of personality. Their feathers shine brighter, their sounds soften, and their natural rhythms return. It's not about perfection, it's about giving them the freedom to be who they are. So if you care for chickens, just take a moment to ask, am I giving them the kind of life they were meant to live? The answer might surprise you, not because it's hard to hear, but because it opens the door to something better. Better for them, and in a quiet way, better for us too. What about you guys? Do you keep chickens? Have you ever thought about letting them live indoors, or do you believe they're happiest outside? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.